Go to the book of Genesis. The book of Genesis. The 49th chapter of the book of Genesis. I have been, for the last 2 weeks and into this week, teaching on, I would just call it a theme about the greatest, or those that are the greatest. It stemmed from Elder Gaston preaching a sermon a few weeks ago, and he asked, "Do you know him?" That was his kind of the title of his sermon, and he was referring to Jesus, which stem, man, you know, that's why, you know, sometimes that's why it's good for, you know, even the pastor to listen sometimes.
Yes, sir.
Because he triggered a thought that he shared. Because God, can you turn me down a little bit? Y'all know, because I'll be talking loud in a minute. I'm trying to talk low. I don't want to, everybody to be, the ears to be blown out. But it triggered a thought for me that about if you don't, just because you know a person's name don't mean you know them. And so you have to know their thinking. You have to know, you know, more than, I'll just leave it than that's just their name, to be able to say, I know them. There is a lot of sayings that are out, that are a part of people who call themselves Christians. It's a part of their life. It is a part of the church that is not scriptural. And Jesus never said it, insinuated it, or anything.
All right.
And we love them.
Yes, sir.
Because it sounds good, it makes you feel good, and all that kind of stuff. And it leads people to a false ideology or a false understanding, which eventually caused them to lose faith because it don't work. Amen. I'm going to give y'all an example. This is a very famous quote. Y'all have heard, favor ain't fair. And people love favor ain't fair. People quote it, favor ain't fair. It's not in here. Not only it's not in here, but I need you to think about what that statement said. That statement said, God has given me favor, and it's not fair. Think about that for a moment. See, if God does it, if he's a just God,
Come on.
he has to be fair.
Well,
Amen?
Yes, sir.
So if he's operating unfairly, he's not just. Amen. This is kind of stuff that people, you know, they said it because they want you to believe that they just walked into favor. You know, they was just walking down the street and favor was waiting on them. And they just walk in and go, oh, I'm in favor now. And so it's like this gamble or something that happens to some and don't happen to others. That wouldn't be fair. Especially if it was God. Amen. God set things up in a way that, listen, if it's available for me, if it's available for you. It's available for everybody. Look, we just have to follow and know, or know and follow what he said. Amen. I want you to go, okay, we're in the book of Genesis. We're in the book of Genesis because this reminds me of a situation, a story, and I'm going to do this quickly. Because probably most of you know this story. In the book of Genesis, the 49th chapter, and the 8th verse. Genesis, the 49th chapter, and the 8th verse. Reads like this: Judah, thou art he whom thy brethren shall praise. Thy hand shall be in the neck of thine enemies. Thy father's children shall bow down before thee. Judah is a lion's whelp. From the prey, my son, thou art gone up. He stooped down. He couched as a lion, and as an old lion, who shall rouse him up. Listen to this. The scepter shall not depart from Judah, nor the lawgiver from between his feet, until Shiloh come. And unto him shall the gathering of the people be, binding his foals unto the vine, and his ass's coat unto the choice vine. He washed his garments in wine, and his clothes in the blood of grapes. His eyes shall be red with wine, and his teeth white with milk. This was Jacob blessing his son. Jacob had several sons. Jacob had two wives. You who know the story, you know Jacob had two wives, and Jacob had sons from both of the wives, and Judah was the fourth son of his first wife. Amen. He is blessing his son before he died, and Judah gets the greatest blessing. Amen. Normally, the blessing or the greatest went to the first son. The first son had disqualified himself, and it fell on Judah. Amen. Back then, you had two kingdoms. You had the northern kingdom and you had the southern kingdom. The northern kingdom is Israel. The southern kingdom was Judah. We today know them as Israel and Palestine. That's today. Amen. And if you know, if you kept in the news, they moved the capital over there from Israel to Palestine, which was changed, they changed the name Palestine from Judah. Amen. Jerusalem was in Judah. Amen. But my point what I'm making about it is this. Jacob had like 12 sons, and Jacob's youngest son, Joseph. Jacob loved Joseph. And Jacob's brother hated him. His brother hated Joseph because their father loved Joseph. Amen. One day, while they were out in the field, Jacob told Joseph, go and find out what they're doing. Go see what they're doing. And he went out there and they grabbed Joseph and they threw him in a pit. They threw him down in the pit, and then they saw some Egyptians coming by and they sold him to the Egyptians. And they went back home and they had his favorite sweater or garment that his father had made from him, and they told him, they said, a beast ate him. And his father was upset and everything, and Joseph was sold to slavery, or he was thrown in prison in Egypt. Amen. All right. So while in Egypt, Joseph is in prison. And Joseph found favor with the prison folks. And Joseph was like, he was a leader in prison, And this man Potiphar, who was the governor, he came by and he saw how Joseph was managing his business, and he bought Joseph and brought him out of prison. Amen? Potiphar loved Joseph. And Potiphar's wife loved Joseph. She just loved him in a different way. Come on. Amen. Amen. It's in the book. Yeah. And Joseph, she tried to grab Joseph one day, and Joseph ran out of his clothes running from her. Amen. And when Potiphar got home, she told Potiphar he tried to attack her. And here's the proof, here's his clothes, and Potiphar threw him back in jail. And so now Joseph is back in jail, and he's now in Potiphar's boss prison. Are y'all here? Okay, so now he's in Potiphar's boss prison, which is the Pharaoh, and Joseph is in there, and look, it's 2 years later or whatever. Joseph is in there, and he was in there with the Pharaoh's baker and the Pharaoh's butler. And they both had dreams that disturbed them, and they were trying to figure out their dreams. And God gave Joseph the ability to interpret their dreams. He told one, he said, in 3 days, they're gonna cut your head off. He told another one, he said, in 3 days, you're going to get out of here. And he told him, he said, when you get out, don't forget about me. He said, I was sold by my family. I was cast in the pit. I was sold. I was purchased out of the prison and thrown back in, and I haven't done anything to anybody. Amen. Now, and I want you to understand this, because Joseph had a bad deal going on with him. And because Joseph was just went out there to see about his brothers. Hey, how y'all doing? And your brothers grab you and throw you in a pit and then sell you to strangers. Then you get in prison and the man come by and buy you out, and you go, okay, then maybe things are looking up. And all of a sudden, you back in prison again because somebody lied to you. So Joseph is not feeling too good about life right now.
Yes, sir.
I don't know if y'all ever been like that, where it look like as soon as you think you're about to come out, all of a sudden something else come up. And all of a sudden it look like you can't move any further, because every time you try to, something set you back. Are y'all understanding what I'm saying? Yes, so when Joseph is talking to these people, he's not like just casually doing it. He's like, please, look, listen, I'm going to help you get out there. I'm going to interpret your dream. Don't forget about me. 2 years passed. Joseph's still in prison. Look, the man who he interpreted dreams forgot about Joseph. Amen. Amen. So Joseph got some real internal issues going on inside of him. One day, Joseph, the Pharaoh, he had a dream. called his magicians and everybody, and he called them in there and he said, I need y'all to interpret my dream. They couldn't interpret his dream. And see, y'all, we don't, here in the United States, we don't know how it works with a king. If the king called you in there and you can't answer the question, sometimes they may have your head cut off. So when people was going in there, he was asking questions, they were scared to death. They were like, don't tell him no lie, because your head will get cut off. Anyway, when they couldn't answer the question, the butler finally said, I know a man who can interpret your dream. He's in your prison. The Pharaoh told him, go get him and bring him here. They cleaned Joseph up, they bring Joseph before the Pharaoh. And when Pharaoh started, he told Joseph the dream. Joseph said, yeah, God gave him the ability to interpret. Joseph said, yeah, I know what that means. He said, you're going to have 7 good years. And you're going to have 7 years of famine. Store up for the good years so you can last through the famine. I need to say that again. Store up in the good years so you can last through the famine. Amen. Do I need to say that one more time? Store up for the good years. So a lot of us need to learn that. Look, just because you're making more, don't mean you spend more. Store up for the good years, and you'll last through the famine. Anyway, so the Pharaoh was so impressed with Joseph, the Pharaoh said, I tell you what, man, I'm going to put you in charge. He said, the only person going to be over you is me. Amen. Amen. So I need you to think about this for a minute. Remember the man who put Joseph in jail, Potiphar? Joseph is now his boss.
Yes, sir.
Y'all see what I'm saying? Yes. Look, God moved Joseph from the prison to where Joseph was over the man who used to be his boss. Joseph was over everybody. Wow. But the Pharaoh. Watch this, y'all. Watch this. And this is why you have to trust God. There was a famine in the land, and the famine was not just in Egypt. The famine was everywhere. His brothers and his family back home were suffering from the famine, and his father said, go to Egypt, get some money and some stuff, and I need you to go to Egypt and buy some corn. Y'all hear me? Yes. They went to Egypt, and guess who was over the corn?
Yes.
The one who they sold. The one who they threw in the pit. Amen. Look, he went from being thrown in the pit. Now he's over and look, the one who threw him in the pit. Amen. Let me tell you something. God can turn that thing around. Yeah. Amen. So when even those who are trying to oppress you, God can put you over them. Amen. Amen. But you know how to look. You have to know how to act. When God put you in that place. As I said earlier, Joseph had some deep hurt issues going on. And it's a whole lot of us. Come on. Got some deep hurt issues that we got going on in us. Joseph's brothers go in there and they present their money and they want to buy corn. And Joseph just started looking at Joseph said, you a spy. That's right. They were saying, no sir, we're not a spy. See, because they didn't know who Joseph was. This had been, close to about 20 years since they threw him in the pit. And Joseph now, dressed in Egyptian garment, he's speaking the Egyptian language. He looked like them. He don't know, but they don't know who he is, but he knows them. Look, and he's going to get them back for what they did to him back then. Are y'all hearing me? Look, and for some of us, we are waiting for God to bless us, for God to elevate us, so we can get them back for what they did to us back then. Amen? Yeah. There's a whole lot of people who call that, who ready to walk in the favor so they can get them back. Amen. Amen. Joseph said, I'll tell you what. He said, to prove you're not a spy, I'm going to keep your oldest brother. I'm going to put him in prison. He said, the rest of y'all, you give him some corn. So now he locked one of them up for no reason, but for his own reason that he got hidden in him. They don't know that. Amen. He said it's because they're spies, but really it's because what they did to him a long time ago. Tell your neighbor, say, let it go. Amen. Tell them, say, let it go. Because people who are hurting will lie, they will manipulate, they'll use all they can to try to justify themselves.
Yes, they will.
Amen. You gotta learn how to let it go. Because look, God can't use you until you let it go. Are you hearing me? Amen. Amen. So Joseph give him their food, and he tell his men, send them on. He said, and the money they brought, put it back in their bags. And take it with them. Let them take it. Don't even charge them. So they leave there with all their money and with the food. They didn't find out till they got away that they had their money. They were scared. They were like, how do we get our money back? You know, we gave him the money. How do we get it back? They're now scared because this man has already locked up one of their brothers. So they scared of him. They're scared of him. Amen. Look, they get back home, they eat the food, and they run out. Are y'all with me? Mm-hmm. Okay. So now they got to go back. And they got to go back, and Joseph had left this word with them. He said, because he asked them about their youngest brother. Remember, he knew who they were. And Joseph's mom had another son underneath Joseph. And he said to them, when y'all come back, bring your youngest brother, or I'm not going to even look at you. You won't see my face. So they got ready. They ran out of food, and their dad was like, okay, y'all got to go back because we're now out of food. And they said, Daddy, listen, the man told us, and he was harsh with us. I'm paraphrasing, but this is what he was saying. They said he was harsh. This man was really harsh with us. And he told us, if we don't bring our youngest brother back, we won't see his face. So we got to take our youngest brother. Now their daddy is flashing now. Because their daddy, remember, years ago, they left there and came back without their youngest brother. And he went off. You know. And he's like, he don't trust them. Look, he's furious, he's angry, he's bringing up what happened. And they gotta take it. Because that's what they were. Amen. I always say this, y'all. See, because I don't know about y'all, but I know me. See, I always tell people, look, don't think I dropped out of heaven. I didn't. Amen. Look, God have had to do a lot of work on me and still doing a lot of work on me. Amen. And I use it this way. I say, Look, y'all remember when they came out with the saying, somebody was on the DL.
Yeah.
Y'all remember that? Well, when we was growing up, we had them switch. We had low down. Amen. Look, and when you got labeled low down, it was hard to come out from under that name. People reminded you low down. Amen. Look, even when you were trying to come out there, be like, I know you low down. You low down. Look, even the guys, look, women, we're all women. Some of you are guys and look at you and go, hey, you are low down. Low down. Amen. 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 Yes, sir. His sons was labeled with a name that they had to come out from under. Amen. And it takes patience to come out from under that name. It takes God to come out from under that name. Amen. So he finally said, I tell you what, take the youngest, Benjamin, take him with you. Because Judah said, Father, trust me. If I don't bring him back, look, let it be on me. Let it be on my life. Amen. So he finally, let Benjamin go with them. And they took Benjamin back, they took some more money, they got there, and when Joseph saw them coming, and he saw Benjamin, Joseph got emotional, and he started to cry. And he told his servants, he said, take him over to my kingdom. I'll meet y'all over there. He had to go and clean his stuff up because he didn't want them to see him losing it. Seeing Benjamin was the first time he had seen any connection from his mother. Remember, Joseph had been in prison, he had been thrown in pits and sold to strangers and been put in prison twice. He had been treated all kinds of ways. He had been living alone all these years. And finally he saw somebody that didn't do nothing to him. And it broke Joseph down. Joseph had to come in there and he had to try to talk with these people about this money. He told the people, he said, bring them in and sit them at the table. I'm going to sit down and dine with them. And when he got in there, and he looked over and he saw Benjamin, he said, is that your youngest brother? And they said, yes. And Joseph had to get out of there again. And clean his face out. Look, Joseph was hurting. See, there's a whole lot of us hurting. We just learn how to hide and clean ourselves up so people can't see we're really hurting. Amen. Amen. Hallelujah. So they kept talking and he asked about his father and everything, and they gave him the story. This is you got to understand, this is Joseph's first time hearing anything about his family all these years. Remember, the last time he saw him, they threw him in the pit. Joseph, he got a lot of stuff in him that he's dealing with. He's dealing with this struggle. So, after that conversation and everything, Joseph said, all right, get the oldest brother, bring him back. We're going to give it to him. He says, give him some corn, more corn, and you all can go. But he took his wine cup and he put it in the youngest one, Benjamin. His mother's son, he put it in his bag, and they He sent them off. They got a little ways from the place, and he said, hey, somebody stole my cup. Go run them down. See who got my cup. They go, and they run them down, and the cup is in Benjamin's bag.
Yes, sir.
They bring them back. Joseph said, I told you I knew what I was. I didn't know. Look, I'm telling y'all, hurting people are good at coming up with all kinds of ways to get their agenda. Look, in place. They will lie, they will do everything, and all of this is operated out of their hurt. Yes. He said, I tell y'all what, y'all can go, but I'm going to keep him. Amen.
Yeah.
He is going to be my prisoner. Amen. Now, he's not doing it because he stole his cup. He's doing it because that's who I want. Look, this is my youngest brother. This is what giving me comfort. This is what giving me peace. So he'll do whatever he can to keep that peace. Even if it's lying, even if it's destroying others, they will do it. Amen. Tell somebody, say, God has to remove that hurt. I'm telling y'all, God has to remove that hurt. I know he has to remove that hurt. Come on. Hallelujah. Yeah. Hallelujah. So when they start telling them, okay, y'all can go now. It's done. Judah came forward. And Judah said, hold up, hold, man, please. Let me talk to you. He said, let me get in your ear. He said, God has revealed our iniquity. Basically, he was saying, we've been living with this all of these years. We've been able to hide it, but God had revealed it. He said, let me tell you what happened. He said, years ago, he said, we went out and we had our youngest brother with us. We threw him in a pit. We sold him to some Egyptians. And we went back and we told our father that a beast killed him. And he said that our father was destroyed. Our father almost died when he heard that. Now Joseph is listening to it. He had not heard this side of the story. Look, Joseph had been living with all of that anger and all of that resentment and everything, but he had heard this part. And Joseph was up there about to lose it. He about to bust out crying. And he said, listen, if we don't take our youngest brother back, this time, our father will surely die.